So flash fiction is about making characters sing. And when I make my images, I use characters that I create. And so oftentimes I'll write a story or make a little scene, and then I'll build a photograph over that. And so I'll start with a very short flash piece. It's called the BreakUp. It's not that she isn't beautiful, because, and I say this with all sincerity, she can stop traffic with just a smile. I will miss her smile. I will also especially miss the sex. The way she loses herself in the act, as if sex were an ocean and she's a wave. Crazy to dump her? I had to. I could never live up to who she wanted me to believe I was. The pressure to be a boyfriend began to irritate me. It felt dishonest. Let me tell you something. I know this is crazy, but I think she stole my shirt. I wasn't going to read this one, but since you brought up Diana Arbus and the Iraq War, I'll read it. This is how the past begins. And I actually have an image to this piece, and it's, I don't know if you remember this image, it's a open refrigerator door, and there's an empty bird's nest in the refrigerator. It's a black and white piece. Mrs. Camerata sits shotgun and squints at her daughter's profile. What's on your face? Where? Lena looks at herself in the rearview mirror. Mrs. Camerata points to a speck on her daughter's cheek. Just there. Mom, it's just as it. What have you been eating? I cook and cook. And then you go around town with your crazy friends and eat a bunch of junk. Mom, people get zits all the time. You've been eating fast food, I bet, and candy and God knows what else. You're throwing your whole system out of whack. It's a sin. That's what it is, a sin. Lena, a veteran of her mother's brand of bullying, smiles. Don't worry, Mom. It's just an ordinary zit. It's not cancer. Mrs. Camerata makes a sign of the cross and says, God forbid. Don't even joke about that, for Christ's sake. They ride in silence for a few minutes. Lena glances over at her mother, who is biting her lip as if it was a sport. Mom, are you okay? We should stop at that mall up ahead and get you some decent socks. Socks, Lena repeats. Yes, socks, Mrs. Camerata continues desperately. I just washed all your clothes and noticed that all your socks are almost completely worn thin. You can't be expected to run around over there without any decent socks. Mom, when did you have time to wash my socks? I washed everything in that crazy bag of yours, and I refolded everything too. But when? Last night, I couldn't sleep. Mom, Lena breaks in. I'll be home before you know it. Besides, if the Marines keep extending tours, they'll have to make this a permanent change of station move. Then you can live in a family housing and wash and cook for the entire Marine Corps. Mrs. Camerata seems at the point of being sidetracked by her daughter's tactics, but the moment passes quickly. They drive the rest of the way to the airport in ear-splitting silence. Lieutenant Tom Campbell looks out from the window of the government vehicle and thinks that even though Roanoke, Virginia is beautiful, at this particular moment, it seems almost criminal that the sun is shining and the trees are in full bloom. He closes his eyes, not wanting to see the shingled houses, the boys on bikes, the lemonade stands on corners, perennial borders, and fathers mowing lawns. He concentrates on her details. 19 years old, in the field 3 months, private first class, improvised explosive device, Baghdad. Tom Campbell, a decorated veteran who received a Medal of Honor for heroics, which resulted in the elimination of more than 30 anti-Iraqi forces, stands sweating in his uniform. His finger poised lightly on the doorbell of 2323 East Honeycutt Lane. Wiping her hands from her apron and humming a little ditty from the radio, Mrs. Camerata is just finishing up the breakfast dishes. "Just a minute," she yells at the doorbell. As is her habit, she peeks out of the living room window and sees Lieutenant Campbell standing on the front porch. There is only one reason he can be dressed in his dark blue coat and trousers, white turned-down collar shirt, black four-in-hand necktie, blue service cap, and white gloves. Mrs. Camerata begins to shake. She hears only the sound of her blood rushing in a torrent, and her own heart pounding, and a chorus of "No, no, no." Evangelines War. I can't sleep. It's 4:30 a.m. I'm wide awake on my sofa, wrapped in an ancient chenille bathrobe, chip mug filled with warm milk, no bird sounds outside, and very little light. I'm thinking about Evangeline. She cornered me in the ladies' room yesterday, and while her heavily mascaraed eyes darted wildly from side to side, she whispered, "They called you a bitch. They said you're power-hungry and that you can't be trusted. They say you're not as beautiful as you think. I thought you should know this because I like you." An event is defined by the reverence you bring to it. I sip my milk and consider a reasonable response to Evangeline's confidence. For instance, when Dottie Hanover from accounting says hello, shall I respond with a friendly good morning, or toss her to the ground and stomp on her ridiculous head? Should I humble myself and wear my lumpiest clothing to the office, forego teeth brushing and antiperspirant? Or, with a mind to console, should I bring in cakes and cookies to treat everyone? Should I compliment George What's-His-Name in purchasing on his unspeakably gorgeous tie? Should I send a mass email apologizing for being born a bitch? And what of Evangeline? Does she really like me, or is she trying to murder my spirit with soul-choking information? Perhaps I should respond with an equally useful gift. I think I have a birds of the world clock that screeches the mating call of a different bird every hour of the day. It is especially effective in the middle of the night. There is a tiny moment when the sun wakes up before the street lamps go out, where the light is beautiful and golden yellow. I look into my nearly empty mug for benediction and resign to kiss my own fantastic beauty. There will be enough tomorrows to repent. Evangeline will have to find another war. This story is called Violet Gray. It has some parts in italics, so I'll just step over here when I say the italics. My name is Violet Gray. Wind whips my curtains in a contortionist dance. It is chilly outside. I should close the window, but the sounds of traffic and stray conversations from the pavement below are a welcome interruption to my solitude. You see, not long ago, I packed my bags, changed my name, hair color, social security number, and address. I moved lock, stock, and barrel from the big house in the suburbs to a studio apartment in Brooklyn, New York. I am brunette. If he found me here, he would say, "Joyce, just what the hell are you trying to prove?" Then he would flash a smile and a shock of hair would fall over his green eyes. And before I knew it, the treason in my heart would begin again. My name is Violet Gray. My social security number is 085224903. I start each day by deleting something of Joyce's. 2 days ago, I deleted her email and social networking accounts. When the computer prompt asked if I was sure I wanted to delete the account, I giggled diabolically and clicked delete. Yesterday, I deleted her cell phone without even bothering to listening to any of the messages. I tossed it into the path of a city-bound F train. "My Joyce," he explained to the doctor in the emergency room. is the clumsiest woman on the face of the earth. She must have been clumsy. That's why she didn't see the door that broke her nose, and why she spilled the hot coffee on her leg. I can't remember what she did to crack her ribs, but then memory is such a subjective thing. With a sharp taste of fear in my tongue, I pick up the damn earrings and throw them right out the window. I live in Brooklyn. I have 2 locks on my door. Tomorrow, I will delete the wedding photographs. They are the last tangible evidence of us. I intend to burn them in the kitchen sink. I touch the photo on the top of the stack and remember the moment, our reception. He was just reaching for champagne and laughing. His laugh was beautiful. I swear, sometimes I can still hear it. My name is Violet Gray. I have never been married. There is a little park across the street from my apartment building. Every day, I sit alone on the bench near the playground and plan my new life. I like to watch the children play. I'm encouraged by the curiosity for the world. Yesterday, a tenant from my building, a woman with whom I've exchanged smiles in the elevator, sat next to me on the bench and bubbled. Hi, my name is Maureen White, but everyone calls me Maury. I live in 2B. I always see you in the elevator. Seems like we have the same schedule. I squinted at her through the glaring sun, and for the first time did not hesitate. My name is Violet Gray.